We'll start with Dan, aka Tyler. Tyler, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. It's been raining all day, so I've just kind of stayed inside and played with my wiener dog.
I think that's true, and even if let's say Jared Cook.
Whoa!
Jared Cook.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa!
Oh yes! Oh, we have our new soundbite. Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness! All right.
Okay. Even if Jared Cook's production does dip from Hunter Henry, I think that let's say he gets 400, 500 yards. That's not going to be too much of a dip from the 600, 700 that Hunter Henry had. And like Steven said, you do have so many mouths to feed on offense against them.
So many mouths to feed, huh, Alex?
Who knows? All right, so we'll take some questions for a few minutes here, and then we'll wrap it up. Gosh, I can't stop coughing.
Hit us with some super chats to celebrate us getting Jalen Guyton involved. We did that. The GAC bump is real, so give us some bumps for the GAC bump.
Yeah, so look, someone's got to pay for Steven's medical bills. The antibiotics and stuff, they're going to cost quite a bit. We need some cough drops, Kleenex, all that sort of thing. So, fire in the super chats. Help out Steven. He's putting in a good show, and he needs our help.
We're going to have to quarantine him from the offensive line breakdown this week.
I got flipped off by Steven. I don't think I've ever had been flipped off by Steven. Alex flips me off 3 times a show. I don't think Steven's ever flipped me off.
I don't think Steven has ever flipped you off. Wow.
I didn't even know I was watching for a second there. Wow, no kidding.
I remember the first time I cussed on here, Tyler and Jason were like, whoa, Steven must have cussed. I was like, okay.
A new era. Like, we're talking about them as contenders right now because of how they have played. What's up, Alex?
John Gruden has resigned as Raiders head coach.
Holy shit! What?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh!
So
Urban Meyer.
What emails do they have on him?
Urban Meyer,
That's
you
gotta
want to
be way
come next,
worse than-
buddy?
That's got to be way worse than just the one that we heard about.
Oh no, he must have something. It must be really bad, and I'm very excited to hear what it is.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, we
Breaking
get to
news
play
on the
Gus
podcast.
Bradley a little more. We get to, and I guarantee you, because their defense I think is a little bit better. Bradley is going to convince them to be their next head coach. That's happening.
Well, because they won't be able to afford to pay anyone better. Because they're going to still be paying John Gruden his guaranteed $100 million contract.
Again from Frank Blakely, do you think we will ever give Hymas a try at right guard by year's end? Steven's wet dream right there. Or will we keep going with experience?
No, I think they'll keep going with Schofield. I don't think he's been absolutely like if Hymas were a backup, like a true backup right tackle, we lost Arjun. We broke Arjun. The analytics have been broken. Yeah, I visited my dying grandfather, and the run defense was still the worst thing I saw this whole weekend. It was. Sorry, you gotta make humor where you can. Anyway, would you be surprised to know that Linval Joseph has a higher pass rush productivity and win rate than Jerry Tillery right now?
Oh shit!
Drive. It was very balanced. 8 rushes, 8 passes. Vizcaino made a field goal. I know if you listen to Chargers podcast, guilty as charged or locked on. Everyone's worried about that kicking, but Vizcaino made not 1 but 2 field goals. Very exciting. Defense looked okay except for that easy touchdown.
I just want to say I saw a picture on Twitter, Kyle Shanahan looking at Justin Fields, and he had the sex eyes. That Mac Jones stuff is bullshit. He's taking Justin Fields, man.
It makes no sense to me.
What does that look like, Alex?
Just looking at him like really, like he wants a piece of it,
Yeah, can you do that? Is that a?
Can I do what?
Can you make the sex eyes for me?
I don't know, just like the. You could do that. I mean, look at the picture of him. You could go on Twitter and say, look at the picture of him looking at Justin Fields, and Justin Fields is like sweating. He has like a vein pulsating out of his head because he's running around everywhere. Like it looks like and McCorkle. All due respect to McCorkle, he just
man.
doesn't give off those same vibes to Kyle Shanahan, you know, and Bill Belichick is grimacing looking at him. It just, you know, I just saw a picture on it on Twitter and I can confirm that he's taking Justin Fields. Andy Reid used COVID to say that he was sick after the game, and he just hasn't taken 2 losses straight in so long. Probably since it feels like he was in Philadelphia, since he's taken 2 straight losses with all the winning they've done with Patrick Mahomes. So I just thought it was funny that he just got out of there.
He was taken off at an ambulance, man. I'm not gonna.
I know. I was like,
Oh, he was thinking about. Oh, I didn't see that part.
yeah.
My bad. Sorry,
It was
Andy. Love
precautionary.
you.
Like he's fine, but he was legit in an ambulance.
Oh,
and you're like,
I didn't see
what a
I
that.
thought
sore
that there was
loser.
I thought that there was like
I'm
another
gonna get
update.
canceled again.
What happens is you make a player like McTelvin Agim, who I liked coming out of last year's draft, but he had played in like 2 games for the Broncos, more than 10 snaps this year. And against the Chargers, he looked like fucking Aaron Donald. It was ridiculous. And this play is one play, and people will always say like, "Oh, this is the one play." Like you can paint any picture. This shit was happening all game long.
That's super interesting, man. You mentioned, you know, the cryptocurrency. Everybody kind of made fun of Russell Okung for getting paid in Bitcoin, but he kind of looks like a smart man right now with
This
how that's
man.
kinda played.
So Russell Okung was on my team, right?
Obviously,
Before he left and then started getting paid in Bitcoin. But he used to have conventions. He would go up to LA, be like, "Hey man, come to my convention. I'm educating people on Bitcoin." I'm like, what the heck is this guy talking about? And this is before he was even getting paid. He's already had a bunch of money in Bitcoin, and this man's been playing a long time, so he's got a substantial amount of money in Bitcoin. And I'm just like, man, you're crazy, man. Like I saw it go to 20,000, now it's at 3,000. You're crazy. And sure enough, man, because now this thing's at 60K, and I'm just like, damn, I should have gone to those conventions.
So that dude, he can play football. He loves the game of football. You know, I would say Bosa, he, you know, where's my suntan lotion? He's always asking for his suntan lotion. So he's always asking for his suntan lotion.
If Eric Bieniemy, Brian Dable, and Joe Brady are all available in the same coaching search that are just right there for the Eagles taking, and they go with Josh McDaniels, I will buy a plane ticket to South Philadelphia, and I will storm Lincoln Financial Field and take a shit right at the 50-yard line. All right,
Alex, you won't even do a
kidding.
handstand. I don't believe you're going to take a shit in the middle of someone's field.
Shitting is much easier than doing a handstand. Trust me. Okay. So
Yeah, absolutely. He better contribute, man. If you can't contribute with your top 2 receivers out, then what are you doing?
Look, I mean, I respect him doing as little work as possible for $6 million a year. I would also give up on routes.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, that play really pissed me off.
Oh,
In the
guys,
arms
please.
of the angel.
Sarah McLachlan. For just $5, you can get
Which is
Steven
99 cents a day.
Oh my gosh, it's all the laughing today. You guys are cracking me up too much, which is making me cough.
Alex, be serious.
There we go. All right, bold prediction.
Yeah, you know, thanks for coming on the show, Steven. And I want to just point out something to you. I'm just happy that you spell the name correctly when it comes to Steven, because he spells it with a V, and my dad spelled it with a PH, so I just assume that's the right way to spell it. So congrats to you on that.
You know, I appreciate that. It was people were calling me Steven for like the longest time, and then Steph Curry came to the Bay Area where I'm from, and then it's like Steven.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think the Chargers are one of only 4 teams where their long as a kickoff return is under 25 yards. So getting past getting past that, or just, you know, catching it in the end zone and kneeling would be great for this franchise.
Literally, the bar is so low right now for special
is.
teams. Like, if Andre Roberts scores a special teams touchdown, like, build a statue for him. You know, retire his jersey, put him in the Ring of Honor. Like,
retire Andre Roberts' jersey before we retire Rivers and Gates. I would do it if he scored a special teams touchdown.
I think for my bold prediction this game, let's see. I'm gonna say we get
a Drew Tranquil forced turnover, and a Drew Tranquil sack. So like full sack, like not a half sack that he shares with somebody else.
And
So
no
I
Lance
think-
Armstrongs.
Yeah, no Lance. Gosh.
Boom, broke the podcast. I'm out.